West African leaders are working to resolve the political crisis that is playing out in Niger.
That's right. The bloc known as ECOWAS, or the Economic Community of West African States, met today in Nigeria. They say they want to keep things diplomatic, but they're not above using military force to reinstate Niger's former democratic government. But the junta has since threatened to kill the deposed president if that happens.
CBS News foreign correspondent Elaine Cobb joins us now with more. Elaine, what came out of today's meeting with West African leaders? Are they any closer to a resolution over Niger?
Lana, the meeting has just ended, and no, they're not really any closer to a resolution because the West African leaders have said they back diplomacy. They want to continue working towards a peaceful resolution. Now, they issued a statement reiterating a strong condemnation of what they're still calling an attempted coup, but they also say that they are still prepared for a military intervention. Now, let's not forget, ECOWAS had in fact issued a 7-day deadline for that and then found they really weren't militarily ready to go in. So they're still saying it's not off the table and we might go in there, but it seems clear that they're not ready right away to do something, and the fact that there are some West African nations, especially neighbouring Mali and Burkina Faso, who back the coup, who are therefore not going along with the idea of a military intervention, that is also putting a bit of a brake on that particular idea.
And Elaine, instead of reinstating Niger's president, this junta announced their own new government. Talk to us about why that's significant and the message it sends to other West African nations.
Errol, they did this early this morning, like very early this morning. They named 21 members in a new government. And I think this was very much a message to ECOWAS ahead of the summit to say, we're here to stay. We're not moving on. It's not an attempted coup. We're not just in here, as military stopgap. We are determined to be the new government. But ECOWAS is still ignoring that, but that is something they are going to keep going forward with. And it's important because if they do continue this way, at a certain point, unless there is a diplomatic solution, unless there is military intervention, then chances are several other leaders around the area will go, well, maybe we need to deal with them. So they're betting on the divisions within ECOWAS and hoping that they can get more support from other neighbours.
Elaine, the UN Secretary General voiced concerns about the reported deplorable living conditions that President Bazoum is being held in. What more do we know about this?
Well, there have been reports that he's being held in isolation, that he's being fed minimum meals, rice and pasta, and they say this isn't acceptable. Quite apart from the fact that they want him reinstated, they're saying if you are going to hold him indefinitely without charges, he's not actually a convicted prisoner in any way. And they're saying this is not how you treat a leader of a nation because, of course, the UN still says he is the leader of the country. So far, the coup leaders haven't come back on that one. For them, they're still moving forward and they believe that he has no legitimate authority anymore and therefore they don't see it as a huge problem.
Great to get that update from you. Elaine Cobb joining us from London. Thanks.
Always good.